Did you guys get a bird? Did you kill a baby bird? What the hell? I wonder how he died. Oh man. Ah. Come here, sit. I'm wondering, did you kill that little bird and you did not know? Did you get a little birdie? Dang it. You guys. Did you get a little birdie? Did you? You got a little birdie? Alright. Little different subject today. Been experiencing a lot of anxiety lately. If some of you may know that I deal with this from time to time. A lot of times you see me in my videos or whatever, I'm just kind of animated, having fun, but it's not something I try to talk about every day because I try not to think about it. But I get hit up all the time, weekly really, by friends, customers, fans, if you will, from all over the world. And they're always asking me about how do I cope and how do I deal with these things. Honestly, I don't know. I just take it day by day. Health things always scare me. I don't know. I just, I think the most important thing to do is just try to breathe. I just try to focus on the rise and the fall of my breath. See, sometimes I get that labored breathing where it feels like it's tight from my chest and I just can't get my breath. A lot of times, when I'm tattooing, it even happens, or I'm just driving around, I start tripping out, thinking I'm having a heart attack, or I don't know, just thinking I'm bugging out. A lot of you might not even be able to tell most of the time if you see me around, but something that I wake up and experience every day. I feel like my blood sugars are high or low or something like that. There's probably a lot of things that are a culmination of why I'm getting triggered to have these panic attacks and anxiety, but it can be pretty bad. Now, if you've gone to the level where it's like a level 10, I mean, there's almost nothing you can do. You just got to fight it and bring yourself back down. It really makes it hard to do just day-to-day life. Like even just getting out and going to a store or going to the mall or something like that can be difficult for me and other people that suffer from these sorts of things. We can talk about it. I get questions all the time. I'll bring up some questions and we can go through some question and answers, but I don't have the answers, that's for sure. I just try to do my life daily. It makes it difficult to do a lot of things. But anyhow, I want to shout out to you guys, let you know that if you're having a hard time getting out of the house or getting off the couch or just out of bed, just remember, man, you're not alone. And best thing to do is just breathe, man. Just breathe. Some things and tricks I try to do to get past anxiety and panic is just distraction of the mind. I guess it's why I tend to stay indoors a lot. I tend to be by myself a lot. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I really don't go out in public that much. I don't go to the mall that often. It makes it hard to date, stuff like that. But I think the most important thing is if you're suffering from panic or anxiety is just to try to distract yourself. That's why I do a lot of things that require a lot of focus, such as paint, draw, designing for tattoos, or even when you're tattooing. I just talked to a fellow tattooer the other day and he was asking me online, man, how do I do it? I said, dude, tattooing is a form of meditation. When you get so focused in on what you're doing and your mind and your body and everything's there on point, you really don't have time to sit there and focus on everything else in the world and all the craziness, or you're not there tripping on your heartbeat or your racing heart or your health issues or what you think might be your health issues. It's really important to focus and distract the mind. The mind is such a powerful thing. And it's so easy for everybody to just come up to you and say, well, it's just all in your mind. Yeah, no shit. Everything is. It's obviously that because there's placebo pills and things like that work on people and make them believe that their body is getting the medicine that it needs or whatever. So it just tells you how powerful the brain can be. I think the best fix is just getting into a meditative state, trying to keep it calm overall, mind. For like example, I had to go to the mall today, and as soon as I woke up, first thing that jumps in my mind is all the fear and all the people that are going to be there and the cars and everything. And I just have to talk to myself all the time and tell myself, hey, you do this all the time, Jason. A lot of self-talk. I tell myself, you do this all the time. This is what you do. You fly. You go around the world. You are an outgoing person. It's just always like this constant battle in my mind just for me to walk through the mall. I guess some people are just oblivious to what's going on around them. One thing I could say about people that suffer from panic disorder and anxiety is that there are some commonalities, and they tend to be people that are very artistic and a lot more in touch with what's going on, their senses. Just notice these things over the year. And why do I say that? Because, hey man, we create all this shit in our own mind. So, we're the creatives. I think we should embrace it if we can. Embrace it for what it is. I think when it becomes a problem is when you start feeling it physically. When you start feeling your heart race. You start feeling your lackadaisical feeling, this feeling like you're here but you're not here. It's kind of a crazy thing, and that scares people. It scares the heart, scares the mind, scares the body. I'm often asked by people, well, how come it is that I can be totally calm and relaxed and even wake up out of a sleep and have panic? I think over the years, what I've come to the determination is that you get kind of normalized to having panic or a fast heart rate or something. And when your body slips into that relaxation, it's so out of the norm that your body just jerks loose, and it kind of scares you that you're actually in a state of relaxation. And that is what ends up causing panic. And then there's that roller coaster of having the fear of having a panic attack again. Panic attacks and anxiety on so many levels can be brought on by so many different things and so many different levels and so many different ways. From my experience, what happens is once you experience that massive, crazy, scary panic attack to where you feel like you're dying or you're dead, well then you're now in fear of having that feeling again. And that is so daunting. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. And the people that walk around and talk shit about people that have or are feeling these things or these ways, well, they just haven't experienced anything like that, and I forgive them, and just let that go. Don't talk to those sorts of people. Those sorts of people just make things worse, and they're just very into their own ego. Coming up in my later vlogs, I'm going to be doing an interview with my brother of all people. He's a hypnotherapist, and you might be asking yourself, what is a hypnotherapist? Well, we'll get into all that. And I just thought he'd be a great person, not only to support his business, but also to maybe touch base, and maybe I can get some good questions out of him, considering I am his brother. And we could talk about the differences between, like, what is hypnotherapy for entertainment and what is hypnotherapy for actually helping somebody overcome fears and cigarette smoking or panic disorder or anything like that. Just real quick, I think that I don't know if panic disorder or anxiety is something that you just overcome or you beat it. I think it's something that you just kind of live with, and it flows like this up and down all the time. And I call it riding the demon. Sometimes you just got to ride that demon out, and call it whatever you want, that panic or whatever. Sometimes I've learned when the panic attacks come on, you just got to ride that demon. Anyhow, for you who is suffering out there, just know that you're not alone, and I'm here for you. And I too struggle with this daily, even though it doesn't look like it. I do.